All right. Washington Kakudash. Double one to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And Shalawam to Lek up there, doing his work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. All right, and for today's lesson, I'm going to get into a commentary on this video from Dr. Sebi. It's entitled Dr. Sebi on vitamins and minerals. And I want to get into this to give brothers a better explanation, of what they're dealing with. Of course, you have the natural vitamins and minerals, and you have the synthetic vitamins and minerals. You know what I'm saying? So you have the Mosai versus Esau. So I just wanted to paint a better picture for brothers concerning these topics and different things like this. And just better understanding of what you're putting into your body, and just to bring more awareness of it, right? So me personally, I don't deal with anything that's synthetic, but it's subject to what type of brother you are, whether you're a brother that's not that heavy into health, or you just use herbs from time to time, or when you're sick, or here and there, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you. I'm pretty a gun ho, if you will, when it comes to this health thing. That's my thing. Everybody has their thing. That's my thing. So for me personally, I don't use the synthetics, but I'm not opposed to brothers or people that's out there that actually use synthetics from time to time. You know what I'm saying? I don't knock that at all. It's just that it's not something that you should be using on a consistent basis. You know what I'm saying? Now I get into reasons for that in a little while with this video. But I'm gonna get into showing you some of the clips of the video, and then I'll expound on it, and with some scriptures, of course.
If man could make a substance in a laboratory, such as a vitamin B, vitamin B, C, vitamin B12, inositol, zinc, all this stuff. Hey, look, just a minute. How could you make in a laboratory a substance that would help me biologically or physiologically? If you could do that, and if you could really do that, then you are God.
Now, you heard what Sebi said right there, right? Now, he said that as far as different vitamins and minerals and stuff like that, how could you make something, electrical, basically for the body? You know what I'm saying? Because if you could do that, you'll be like the most. Matter of fact, hold
on. Only nature of God makes something electrical. No man could do that. I'm going to give a simple example.
Yeah, so if you heard that last point, he said, only God can make something electrical, you know what I'm saying, and man can't. So when you think about that statement and what you said, right, we all carry electricity through our bodies. And where does that start? That starts off with our pineal gland, our spirit, which is energy, which is fire, man. And real quick, this is the book of Hebrews 1:6, and again he bringeth Salakia, not 1:6. Hebrews 1:7, Salakia. And of the angels he saith, who maketh his angel spirits and his ministers a flame of fire. Aren't we ministers of the Most High? What? Meaning what? The servants. So he makes us what? Of a flame of fire. You know what I'm saying? And that starts with that energy that we have, what? From our pineal gland, where our spirit resides at within these bodies, man. You know what I'm saying? And through that pineal gland, through the spirit, that you have that friction, that resonance, which create that energy, which creates that electricity. You know what I'm saying? And we have all the different conductors, the neurons, and different veins in the whole system up and down the spine. You know what I'm saying? That sends those electrical current signals all throughout the body. You know what I'm saying? So we are conduits of electricity because our body is electrical, starting off with our pineal gland, you know what I'm saying, where our spirit resides at, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have what they call static shock. You know what I'm saying? You might touch somebody like, oh, you shocked me. You know what I'm saying? Different things like that. Static shock. We carry electricity through our bodies, man. And the other point of what she said, like, if you could do that, you would be considered like the Most High. And Esau knows this. That's why everything that they do is trying to mimic the ways of the Most High. They try to mimic perfection. You can't mimic perfection, man. You know what I'm saying? The Most High created everything how he wanted it to be done. So in order for Esau to do this, they got to go around and try to maneuver and get different parts, and they do their witchcraft and all different stuff to put these little potions together that's not natural, that's actually harmful onto the body. You know, you can't mimic perfection, man, because everything that Esau creates does some harm to the body, but things that the Most High creates is just in its natural state, and it's supposed to be plenteous and helpful toward the body, to help to support the body, man. You know, so this is real quick. This is the book of 2 Thessalonians 2, and verse 4 says, "Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God." And who is that? The so-called white man, Esau, where everything that he does, the GMOs, synthetic vitamins and minerals, these different methodologies to try to help people with cancer and all these different abrasive surgeries and things that are completely not necessary, that they put people through, man. You know what I'm saying? Them trying to be the Most High, trying to so-called heal or help people, they're doing nothing but detriment, man. You know, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. And what he means, what sitteth in the temple of God. You know what I'm saying? What? We are the temple of the Most High. So Esau and their philosophies, that wine, you know what I'm saying, that they cause our people to drink. Now, that wine has affected their minds. They're sitting in the minds of the people where the Most High is supposed to be sitting, man. Because it's the Most High that's supposed to be constantly on our minds in the Lord's ways. But now our people have nothing but Esau's ways and methodologies stuck upon their minds, man. So therefore they're polluted. And when you try to tell people about the natural way of living and this and this and that and the beauty of herbs and taking care of your body and the greens and the fruits and different things like this, they can't see that because of all the only way that they know is the way that Esau programmed them to be. So when you tell them that it's natural ways that you can help or alleviate cancer, kidney problems, and different things like this, they can't see it because their mind is that polluted, man. From Esau sitting within their temple, within their mind to pollute them, you know. So I'm gonna go back to this clip, right? We're gonna bring out some more points based upon what Dr. Sebi saying here.
On the planet, minerals are expressed in two forms. One phosphate, one oxide. Meaning what? There are 142 minerals. We begin with gold, silver, holmium, iron, phosphorus, iron, magnesium. They come in the form of a rock. 142 different minerals in the planet. They come in the form of a rock. But that rock also have a plant that is representative of that mineral. The plant contains gold. Gold? You may ask, well, why should it be so difficult for you to understand that? Don't you take burdock for iron? And what's the difference with iron and gold? They're both are minerals. But now you have them in a plant form. Why a plant form? Because the plant, in sending its root into the soil, it converts that solid rock into a liquid digestible substance. The scientists call that process of conversion iontrophoresis. Iontrophoresis could only be accomplished by a plant, not a laboratory.
Now, you hear what Dr. Sebi said right there, right? He made a lot of points. I should have stopped it ahead of time, right? But what he said was so edifying because of the fact he said that what? Mind you, right? The main thing that he's talking about, he's not talking about vitamins. He's talking about minerals, right? Now, why is that? Now, Esau constantly brings up vitamins and stuff like that, what to sell you stuff, man. That's what we got to realize. So you take in vitamin A, vitamin C, all these different vitamins. It's cool. They may help to alleviate something for a time being, but the vitamins is not the main focus. It's the minerals that are the main focus, right? Now, because he said what? These things are expressed in two forms, right? Phosphates and oxides, right? So when you look at I'm not really going to get into it like that. But when you look at Genesis, the first chapter, and how YAHAWASHI and the angels, they separated the waters from the waters and different things like that. And I wish I could find a clip, but it's been so long now trying to look up that clip and Esau removing stuff off of YouTube. But I remember Apostle Aramlab and Apostle Gabar, they went into Genesis, the first chapter, and they was getting into how YAHAWASHI and the angels created the world as we know it, and created everything within the universe, and how they said they manipulated the elements. Okay, and what's one of the primary things of different elements is these minerals, man. You know, so that's what it's all about. Vitamins are only a cofactor. So if you trying to treat a symptom, just how Esau would treat certain symptoms with their synthetic stuff, when you're using vitamins, you're not really getting rid of the problem. You're just treating it. So now for whatever problem you got, you might have to keep supplementing with this vitamin because that's not the main focus. When certain parts of your body is lacking something, it needs a mineral. And the vitamins are cofactors to help push it along further, man. You know what I'm saying? What's the main thing for the bones, right? You have calcium, you have silica, you have phosphorus, you have these different things, different minerals that pertain to the bones. What about the male reproductive system? What about the female reproductive system? Zinc, it's minerals, okay? So when you talk about these different body systems, these different body functionalities, the main focus is minerals. So if you have a problem, you know what I'm saying, in your joints and stuff like that, where you're going to need those different minerals that pertain into the bones. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking to get information out of the body, what you're going to have to deal with herbs that are for the blood, for inflammation, and that have a high iron content. Okay? So the main focus should always be minerals and not vitamins. That's always should be the main focus. Always should be the main focus. And also how Dr. Sebi said how you always have plants that pertain to certain rocks or certain minerals within the earth. Now, when you look at the whole earth in general, right, the earth's core, what? It's hot, it's warm, right? So that's the center of it. What's the center of us? Our pineal gland, where our soul, our spirit sits at. It's that fire, that heat, that electricity. So it's the same thing with the core of the earth. That's warm. So the earth warming up the planet and different things like that. Take for instance, right? When you have a cup of tea or something, it's warming the body out, you know what I'm saying, and different stuff like that. And it's, you know what I'm saying, covering the whole body. So this is the same thing when it comes to the core of the earth. It's being warm and it's, heating up the soil, heating up the rocks. It's helping things to release. Matter of fact, a better example, right, is when you go into a sauna, right? Now, say for instance, if I just drunk a smoothie, you know what I'm saying? As soon as I go into the sauna, I'm not only going to sweat out toxins, but I'm going to be sweating out a lot of that smoothie. It's like, messing with the joint or whatever, had to, resume it. But the point of what I was getting into is about a sauna or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you in the sauna is heating up what you're releasing different minerals, different toxins and stuff out of your body at a very rapid rate. So it's the same way with the earth's core. You know what I'm saying? It's heating up the soil, it's heating up the rocks. So the soil and the rocks containing these different minerals, they're being released from that heat that's being constantly being pumped by the earth's core, right? And as he said, what the plants that are sending their roots down into the soil, they're absorbing all of these minerals from the soil and from the rocks, and it's being converted from that solid rock form into a liquid form, and the plant, which is digestible for us as human beings. Because if the Most High didn't do it like that, in order to get what we need, we would have to be sitting here chewing goddamn rocks. So the Most High has a natural conversion process, which, as Dr. Sebi said, which is known as iontrophoresis. Okay, the conversion of solid into a liquid from the rocks in the soil onto the plants, and then through the plants and then the fruits. Those are the things that we're supposed to consume because now they're properly digested already for us. So when you're eating the plant, the plant, more than likely the plant has the minerals and different properties of that plant pre-digested for you. All right. Fruits and greens are the easiest things to digest on the planet. When they enter our body, they're the easiest thing to digest. And the Most High set it up like that perfectly, because what, we don't have stomachs like elephants or giraffes or cows and 6 stomachs. They have those different stomachs to be able to process food and different things differently. We only have one stomach and it's not that big. So the Most High made it easier for us by making, according to Genesis, the 1st chapter, by making the fruits and the vegetation our number 1 food source, right? So real quick, it's Genesis 1 and Genesis 1 and 29. And Yahweh and the Most High said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, and the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. So talking about what the herbs, the flowers, and the fruits and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So those are what the primary food sources for man. Then secondarily, the grains, and if you want to eat meat and different things like that, because those are the things that are easiest for our bodies to handle and to digest. You know what I'm saying? So, real quick, I want to go to, matter of fact, let me go back. I'm going to go back and I'm going to bring this point back with Dr. Sebi a little bit. Which point I want to go back to exactly?
Why a plant form? Well, why should it be so difficult to understand that? Don't you take bird out for iron?
Oh yeah, he was also stating this point about how certain plants will contain gold, and that's true. Just like how a plant could contain iron. Where did it get that iron from? It got it from the rocks and the soil of the earth, from whatever region it's at. So it's the same thing with gold, and one is really high in the mineral gold is damn, Slocky, it's on the tip of my mind. Damn, I forgot it that fast. Red clover. That's a herb that's very high in the mineral gold. Okay. And Lord willing, before this lesson is over, I'll find a chart of the body and show how different minerals pertain to different parts of the body. Okay, Lord willing.
What's the difference with iron and gold? They're both are minerals. But now you have them in a plant form. Why a plant form? Because the plant, in sending its root into the soil, it converts that solid rock into a liquid digestible substance. The scientists call that process of conversion iontrophoresis. Iontrophoresis could only be accomplished by a plant, not a laboratory. You can't take a piece of rock that is iron into a laboratory and get a liquid from it that's going to be digestible, because now it becomes non-electrical. The plant makes it electrical. And when you drink it, it is pre-digested for you electrically, so that no one snow you. The minerals that the body needs cannot be found in any health food store. No vitamin C, vitamin B, vitamin A. The body is not made up of any alphabetical order. It is made up of minerals. And when those minerals have been depleted by the presence of disease, a disease ensues. So you have to replace them in a natural form, in the form of a rock or a plant. A plant.
Exactly. So Dr. Sebi broke it all down beautifully, man. That's the whole point of the matter, because the body is, of course, natural. So you have to have something that really assimilates with the body. Now, people may wonder, well, if that's the case, then how come when I take this vitamin C from Vitamin Shop, it worked? It felt like it did something for my nerves. It felt like it did something for this. Now, you got to think about, why is that? The body is known to adapt to different things, right? You working out, your body gets adapted to that level of stress. Say you're doing 2 plates on each side. That's 2 for 25. Your body eventually adapts to that stress. Now you could put 3 plates on each side. You know what I'm saying? 315. Your body adapts to that stress. So the body is always adapting to different things that we make it subject unto. So now, if we in a world, in a society where all of the food becomes unnatural, we're used to taking, we as kids and stuff like that, we getting shots, we getting needles, we getting vaccinations. Our body has become so polluted that these unnatural vitamins and minerals, the body can actually use them to a degree, but only to a slight degree, because they may be seeming as though that they're treating this problem for the time being, but what? It's only treating it. You're going to have to keep on using that main thing, that synthetic vitamin or mineral, just to feel okay from this common problem that you have. All right. And what people don't realize as well is that dealing with these synthetic vitamins and minerals now, as I said, it may seem to alleviate one problem, but ultimately it's acidic. It creates what is known as a acidic ash within the body, an acidic residue within the body. Okay, so when it leaves that acidic residue in the body, it's essentially drying up the body. It's sucking the water and it's sucking other natural minerals out from the body. It's leaching calcium from the bones. Anytime you take something synthetic, it's leaching calcium for the bones. Why? Because the body, calcium is naturally a buffering system for the body. It helps to protect the bones, and it's a natural buffering system for the body. Like when people spit out phlegm, that's a lipid-based system that comes from that comes from the lymphatic system, but it's it's like not it's cholesterol based, like it's cholesterol based. Being that I'm getting those two mixed up, calcium and cholesterol. So lucky about that. But synthetics leach calcium from the bones, but the cholesterol system, which is known as the lymphatic system, is a lipid-based system, and the cholesterol system is supposed to help to buffer that. But if it's the lymphatic system is getting too taxed, now it depends on the secondary system, which is calcium. So now it's going to start to leach the calcium from the bones, and that's why a lot of men, and even myself, I noticed, and I've been working on that, why men start to go bald at an early age. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a little spot right here, but a lot of men that go bald at an early age, that's because from all the unnatural things, and even the foods that are unnatural, starch-based foods, they all leaching calcium and stuff from the bones. And so that your body can stay in proper tact, the body is going to take from a place from that you least need. So the body gets in this defense mode because it want to keep your bones and everything strong and intact. So what naturally will it do? It will take the thing that that means the least, that does the least harm to you. So it starts to what? To remove your hair. Now you start getting the bald spots. Now your hairline starts to recede and stuff like that. You start to lose hair. That's a process naturally that the body does. And if you start going bald at an early age, that means you got a lot of inflammation built up in your brain, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I know. I've been going through it. You know what I'm saying? And different stuff like that. You know, but that's the process of what that naturally does, man. Anything synthetic, period. Like I said, I'm not opposed to, brothers or people out there that use it from time to time just to alleviate some pain or to alleviate this system just for a time being, but it should not be used on a prolonged basis, because then that's when it's really going to start to do the damage. So when it's leaching all the calcium and different stuff in your bones, everything within your body gets clogged up. It's clogging up the pipes, all of the veins, the capillaries, and different things like this. It's clogging up your whole lymphatic system because you're putting a junk that the body isn't used to necessarily having, and it's clogging it up. That's why you may notice sometimes, like if your lymph nodes get swollen, your lymph nodes, as I mentioned in other videos before, they're checkpoints. For bacteria and viruses, when they come into the body, they come to these checkpoints, and your body naturally has this killer cells that try to throw those things off. Those unnatural substances that you put into the body, and it all flows through the kidney, to be urinated out. Okay, so that's how that works, man. So I'm gonna bring a little bit back on this, right? Matter of fact, hold on, let me hit a scripture too. This is why the natural is best. Now, of course, we got a lot of different things that's contaminated, herbs and stuff as well too. Hey, but a lot of people will say, "Damn if you do, damn if you don't." Well, I'll be damn doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to lean upon the Most High and pray, still pray over the things in which I do, even the herbs and stuff like that, and pray that the Most High, what I'm saying, allow these herbs, the tools that He put upon this earth, to serve me as He set them up to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to lean upon Esau. And that's why I want to bring out real quick Psalms 104:14. It says, He causeth the grass to grow for the cattle and herb for the service of man, that he may bring forth food out of the earth. So, in the beginning, the herbs and everything was just to feed us, but now, well, the herbs and stuff are for the service of man to serve us, because death and wickedness, came into the earth. Now we have these ultra frail bodies to where we have to lean upon these different things to do us some service, to make us feel better, or to relieve a headache and different things like that, man. So the ways of the Most High cannot be touched by Esau, period, right? Um, yeah, also, I want to bring out real quick, it's Deuteronomy 32:33. It says, that wine is the poison of dragons and the cruel venom of asp. You know what I'm saying? So, the wine, of course, literally their philosophies and different stuff like this, but also a part of their wine or their philosophies is getting people hooked on these pharmaceutical drugs and making people to believe that these pharmaceutical drugs are the only option or the only way out. I'm saying it's only because of these scriptures and the Most High bringing me into this truth and this understanding that I truly knew about herbs and other ways to take care and to heal the body. Before this, I didn't know nothing. Period. I'm saying there might have been some brothers that knew about herbs and stuff, but I didn't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing about this, man. But it's all praise and glory to YAHAWASHI for leading us to the natural way and the true understanding of all things, so that we know that we don't have to lean upon this damn devil for everything, who's trying to do nothing but destroy us, man. So I want to go, I'm going to go back and play. It's only a little bit more left on this video, but I'm going to just bring it back a little bit. All right. I know this lesson been kind of long.
It is minerals. I mean, those minerals have been depleted by the presence of disease. A disease ensues. So you have to replace them in a natural form, in the form of a rock or a plant.
Exactly. And one more point towards what he said right there. Right? One point to what he said towards there of how if a certain part of the body is depleted of a mineral, that mineral has to be replaced. And if that mineral isn't replaced there, then disease starts to ensue. So, like I said, with the reproductive system, right, man and woman, one of the highest minerals that you're going to need for the reproductive system is the mineral zinc. All right, as men, we need 10 times more zinc on a daily than women actually do, right? Now, why is that? Every time we release sexual intercourse, our zinc gets very depleted. You know what I'm saying? So, and other minerals and stuff as well. But our zinc and everything gets so depleted that it has to be replenished. It has to. Otherwise, you know what I'm saying, you just keep releasing, you know what I'm saying, and not replacing those minerals and stuff. Then you start to get what prostate cancer and different things like that. All those different problems can happen. Bladder infections, urinary tract infections and stuff like that, from you not replacing those minerals in which we release in the act of intercourse, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important, you know what I'm saying, to be replenishing these minerals constantly. And we can see a prime example from when we out there in the heat. You know what I'm saying? You got to replace those electrolytes and different stuff like that. So whenever something's being depleted of the body, it has to be replenished. And that's all a part of healing. So whenever anybody's out there that's doing a detox program, you got to make sure that you're having some herbs as well that's going to bring nourishment into the body. Not just cleansing it out, but have some herbs or different things that's actually nourishing the body. And that's why you stay heavy upon, your salads or your green drinks or your fruits, which is the most electrical thing, and the best thing for the body ultimately is dealing with those fruits, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the fruits go a long way. That's a whole nother topic. But let me get back to this video.
I'm right. Because it is alive and it is electrical. Why does it have to be electrical? Because the body is electrical. How could you feed an electric body dead food? You just can't do that. That's not consistency.
Yeah, so you see how it says here, many people are taking synthetic vitamins and minerals thinking these are substances, uh, thinking these substances are beneficial to the human body, biology. These things have no place in your body. So, and mind you, I just, came across this video, and I've been on, of course, a lot of brothers know about Dr. Sebi and different stuff like that. And I watch the herbalists and, just my own information. And that's how I thoroughly learned. But everything that he said in this video was 100% true on my research and my messing with herbs and through constantly going through process of health problems, doing different detoxes. And I thoroughly got that understanding from me putting myself within those situations and having health problems to go through them. And now I have a complete better understanding on all of it. And that's how I know for a fact that the one thing, as I said, it's all about the minerals. You know what I'm saying? That the vitamins are only a cofactor, and Esau gives you these things knowing that they're only a treatment-based methodology, and you're doing that with his crap, his synthetic stuff. Now, in nature, you're not going to find chemistry isolated. What the Most High deals with, it's a science, it's chemistry, it's how he, YAHAWAH and the angels created all these different things. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with the elements, you're dealing with minerals and stuff. It's all chemistry at the end of the day that the Most High created, right? Now, if you find a plant, is a plant just going to have vitamin C in it? Or is it just going to have vitamin D? Or is it just going to have zinc in it? Or is it just going to have calcium in it? No, it's going to have maybe one or two main minerals, and it's going to have other minerals in a lesser proportion and other vitamins in a lesser proportion to bring the body into a complete balance, man. The Most High knew exactly what he was doing when he created each herb, when he created the rocks, when he created the soils of the earth, when he placed the herbs in certain parts of the earth, because only certain herbs could survive in a certain climate, a certain environment, and different things like that. So everything is set up proportionally balanced how it's naturally supposed to. This is why, going back to the point of what I said, you can't duplicate perfection. Esau cannot duplicate the Most High's perfection in which he created upon the face of the earth. So was there anything else that I wanted to get into? I believe that was it. Let me go real quick to of course, Sirach 38 and Sirach 38 and where am I? Yeah, Sirach 38 and 4. The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. Okay, so these are the medicines of the earth that we're supposed to be using. And as I said once again, if you're using those synthetic things, only use them periodically or for a very brief time period. If you need some immediate alleviation from something, or you don't have the means right now to go through a detox, or you're not doing a detox right now, something like that, man. But keep that to a minimum. You know what I'm saying? If you're a brother or a person in general that's out there, you know what I'm saying, that likes to use those supplements. Now, I do supplement, but in the form of natural herbs. You know what I'm saying? I put together my own compilation of herbs and my own little herbal formulas and different things like that. That's how I consider my supplementation. You know what I'm saying? I may just, if I'm detoxing, I may put some specific herbs together that are just for nourishment of the body. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm doing a cleansing, now I want something that's going to help to nourish the body, that's going to replace those minerals that are being depleted from me doing a detox. Okay, so because when you're detoxing, you're releasing so much. As we got into, those things have to be replenished, and you want to do that in a natural form, because in a synthetic form, it's only going to leach calcium and different things like that from the body, from the bones, and it's only going to harden in the system and create acid ash within the body and leave a harmful residue within the body. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when you go to detox and you thoroughly detox, those acids coming out of the body, it can be kind of painful, and you can feel the burning sensation coming from various parts of the body as the acids is leaving your body, man. So I believe I hit the points. If there's anything, you know what I'm saying, that I missed, Lord willing, I'll pick it up in another segment, you know what I'm saying? But if there's any brothers out there that got any questions or anything pertaining towards this video, or anything that I said in this video, you know what I'm saying, just, shoot your question or something on the comment board, and Lord willing, I'll get to it. So with that, I hope this segment was edifying. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalawam to elect out there doing this work of faith and live with love and true sincerity. Shalawam.